So I am headed to 2 shoots. So I'm going to prove that you can do real estate photography part-time. It is 4:30 p.m. and I have 2 shoots to go to. Teach you how to do real estate photos and a floor plan. So I'm going to bring you along with me, hopefully teach you a few things as we go. The whole goal of this channel is to teach you how to run a successful real estate photo business with as little effort as possible. So I'll let you know all the mistakes that I've made and kind of show you how to avoid making those mistakes. Really, the whole crux of this is taking photos, doing videos, getting drone pictures and videos, and doing virtual tours isn't hard. That stuff can be learned in a week or 2. What is hard is the other stuff like client acquisition, client retention, business management, business development, the marketing, how do you get clients? So that's kind of the idea of where I'm going to be taking this channel, because in my opinion, those things are really the most important aspects of running a real estate photo business. Anybody can do this. It's not hard at all, but there are tidbits of things that you want to do a certain way to make sure that you are as successful as possible and you're not wasting a bunch of time. Things like, a bunch of YouTubers online will tell you to shoot flash ambient, just shoot HDR. Sure, a flash ambient image looks more pleasing, but it takes you twice as long to do. And if you show your client, your realtor client, a side by side with an HDR and a flash ambient, they won't be able to tell the difference, and they might even choose the HDR as the one that they like more. So the whole thing is you have to prioritize how to take as little time as possible to shoot and deliver, because that's all we get paid to do is shoot and deliver. So how you get there is entirely up to you. If you shoot flash, if you shoot single exposures or bracketed HDRs, if you shoot 5 brackets or 3 brackets, ultimately it doesn't matter. As long as you shoot and deliver, that's all you're getting paid for. You don't get paid to edit. You don't get paid to, buy a bunch of flashes and do it that way. You don't get paid to edit yourself, so you might as well pay someone else to do it 10 times faster than you can for 10 times cheaper. There's all kinds of different things. So that's really the crux of what this channel is about, is no bullshit. Teach you how to do it. Teach you how to run a successful real estate photo business while cutting out all the fancy things. Because after all, this is just a business. So you need to minimize your time spent doing things that is a waste of time and maximize your time doing things that is going to make you more money, which is like get more clients, that sort of stuff. So I'm almost at this property, about 7 minutes away. I will see you in a second. Not entirely sure exactly how to get into this property, so I'm pulling out my email with the client to check. Lockbox is located main house down driveway by backyard gate. There's our key. And we are in. So first things first, we want to make sure that the lights are all on. But looks like in this property, there are no lights. That's just a vent. We want to make sure that all these blinds are open equally, because when the photos happen, we want to make sure that they're all nice and pleasing to the eye. Also, just letting in as much light as possible. Let's take a quick tour of the property, flip on all the lights. So whenever I see light switches right here, you might think like, oh, that's a garbage disposal, but I flip them on anyways because you never know if there's a hidden light. Let's see. No garbage disposal, and it's a light. It was worthwhile to do. There's some keys and stuff right here. If anything's out during these shoots where you're alone, just stick it in a drawer. Always make sure that these are closed and lights are on. It's really hard when there's decor of wood because wood is dark, so it absorbs all the light. So instead of just opening these blinds, we're gonna open them actually up instead of just up and down. So the house is all prepped. Let's go get set up for photography. My photo camera for real estate photography, I use a Canon M50. Looks like this. For the lens, it's an 11 to 22 millimeter. This is a ball head. You don't need to mess around with the gear heads. They're expensive for no reason. A ball head will do you just right. I'm gonna make sure my battery's all good. Yep, got a full battery. So this door has a nice screen on it, so I'm actually just gonna leave that open as is. So with Canon cameras, you always have to turn on the bracketing after you turn the camera on and off. So we want to go to menu and then exposure, AEB settings. We also wanna make sure that our ISO is set to 320 and our aperture is at f8. All right, so this looks pretty good. Take the first bracket, And we are good there. Go to this corner. Nice rule of thumb is you always want to get 3 walls in an image. So instead of just getting 2, it doesn't really give a good idea of how big the space truly is. So we want to get 3 walls in the picture, especially if you have a pretty narrow lens like I do, because this Canon 11-22mm is more like 17mm equivalent. It's really narrow. So small homes like this, you really have to make sure that you're getting as much as possible and you're showing that the space is accurate, because as you can see, a pretty narrow field of view. And we're gonna go right here and take another one, showing us all the angles of the kitchen. I like to do straight on shots, just like this. But we want to make sure that our horizontals are correct. You don't want it to be like this or like that or like that. You want the camera to be as close to perfectly horizontal and vertical at the same time. The whole goal is to just make it as close as possible so that when you're doing any editing, it can be easily fixed. So small areas like this where you're not gonna see much in the camera are kind of difficult to capture, especially with a narrow lens like this, but that's okay. We just wanna see as much as possible. So we're gonna take a bracket like this. So we're gonna take another picture that shows door right there, shows that there's a window on the left and all that. And we'll move on to the next space, which is down the hallway. I usually try and take hallway shots. Not everybody does, and you don't have to, but it can't hurt. So it doesn't need to be too crazy. This is limited space, but it's a nice renovated bathroom, so we want to make as much use of that as possible. To this room, and take a quick bracket. And we're just going to go to the other corner and the last bedroom before we go outside. This is the kind of darker one. I want to see that there's a closet right there, so we're gonna go ahead and take that picture. And we're gonna go to the other corner, take that photo right there. And then this is a nice feature that shows directly outside. So we're gonna take a photo just, facing directly on there. And I think that's it for the interior of this house. But before we do the exterior, we're gonna do a floor plan real quick. And I'll show you how to do that right now. We're gonna use an app called Cubicasa to get this done. Cubicasa is free to generate their base floor plans. It's fantastic. So I'm gonna pull this up on my phone right now. And we are ready to start scanning. So I usually start by the front door. So we want to scan only the ground and the corners. Where there's a window or a door, we're gonna kind of go up a little bit. So scan the corner, scan the corner. There are windows right there, so we want to scan those windows. The floor, we'll go back, scan the window. Want to make sure we get that corner. And we want to go fairly slow and get the corners. With a fridge in the way, you kind of want to get where it is behind it. And then get the window. And getting where that all is. Corner, window, corner. And I'm gonna scan this, scan that. We want to tell it that this is a door, so we're gonna go up a little bit, scan all this, scan all that. And we want to scan behind there. And scan the corners of that. And you can be pretty lazy with this. From my experience, Cubicasa does a pretty darn good job of being able to extrapolate the data that you're giving it and showing it. And it still generates a good final result. Doing all that. Don't forget to scan the windows. It'll give you warnings on the screen when you're turning too fast, but not that big of a deal. So we want to scan that. Scan this. says don't walk sideways, but don't worry about it. It's not gonna kill it. And scan the windows. And scan the corner. Scan the corner. I usually like to just go back to where I first started and then tap that and it's ended. And it's gonna process. So that wasn't too bad. So we did interior photos and floor plan for this property. We need to do the exterior photos real quick and then we'll be finished. So properties with glass right here will be a little bit difficult to manage because we don't want to be in the reflection, but we want to lower our shutter speed just so it comes out as nice as possible. When you go to take the picture, just step off the side. Take a photo there. That gate just shut, so we're going to fix our verticals here just because they're a little bit dramatic. And I'm curious if this is a separate unit that uses the same key. If it's... That seems to be it, but I really want to figure out this ADU because I need to get in there to take photos, or at least get in touch with the property manager to see what he wants me to do, or if there's another way to get in there. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. So I'm all finished up inside here. I've got a couple more exterior photos to take, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn off all the lights in here, shut all the blinds, finish up so we can go take our last exterior shots outside. So unfortunately, we're not able to get into that ADU. I haven't heard back from the property manager yet. So what do you do in this type of situation? Well, you move on to the next property. It's not up to you to wait 15, 20, 30 minutes to be able to get into something that should be unlocked or have clear instructions to get into. I tried both keys, nothing worked. So we're moving on to the next property. If he emails me back within the next 3 minutes while I'm doing these exterior shoots, then I'll stay. But otherwise, we're going to charge him a return fee to come back and take more pictures of that ADU. So I'm gonna go and take these exterior photos and we're gonna head to the next property. For exterior photos, I always like to make the tripod just a little bit longer, get a little bit more reach. And here we go. This property is done, and we're headed to the next one. So that marks the first shoot completed. Checking my email again. Still haven't received anything back from that realtor, so we're just gonna head to the next shoot. And we are 13 minutes away. Here we go. So there was a note for me on the kitchen counter. It said to take off your shoes and put them in the garage. So abiding by what the client wants. Putting them in there. Now we just go through and we turn on all the lights. So I've shot this floor plan, God, a dozen times, and it's a newer construction area. The other constructions I've done in this floor plan are actually on this street before, so we are in familiar ground. But we're just kind of going through, seeing that everything looks good. This is actually kind of rare that these rentals are furnished. I'm going to take out my camera, get it all set up, and we're going to put my backpack away. So they left me with a note saying to just put anything away that shouldn't be out. So I'm taking these two locks. I'm just going to stick them in the cabinet. I usually go through and I take a tour of the properties before I shoot them, just to make sure that everything's in good order before I start walking around and actually taking the photos, because I don't want to have to kind of interrupt my flow and, you know, have to stop and turn on lights and all that. So I just go through, turn everything on that needs to be on. Oh, it's a sound system. That's cool. Those speakers in the ceiling. How cool is that? Go through, fix all these blinds, just make sure that they're all the same. Goes a long way. And the final result, I just walked through a spider web. How long has this house been empty? Oh man. I think this is a 3-bedroom, if I'm remembering right. Yeah, it's a 3-bedroom with a Jack and Jill bathroom. It's a nice little house. Start shooting. So I'm gonna put that down right there. Set up bracketing again, because remember, every time you turn a Canon off, you have to set up bracketing again. And move you so you're not in the pictures. This angle right here. Click, click, click. We're gonna do another angle, which looks like this. I'm gonna take the picture right there. We're gonna come right here, take an angle like that. Because these floors are super flat, once you get the verticals nailed down, you don't really have to change anything, which makes it really, really nice. So we're going to shoot this angle right here, that. And we're also gonna go this angle just so we can see the entire beautiful open floor plan. These houses can be done just super, super fast. I'm just going to get the kitchen, an angle like that. And we're gonna get a couple angles of the kitchen just to have full coverage. So that's the other angle, taking that right there. Just a straight on of the sink, just looks like that. Oh, that's interesting. Blue knives, I've never seen that before. I don't like the way that looks, but whatever. A couple more angles, just, you know, kind of the entire room just to show this is the space, looks real nice. And I'm gonna get one of the hallway. This is way too overexposed, so we're gonna drop the shutter speed a little bit. And small bathrooms like this, you don't have to shoot toilets. So this one you can just barely see, if I can get it in focus. Actually, this is what it looks like. So that's fine. And people, it's a bathroom, who cares? And then we're gonna do the laundry room. Laundry room's kind of the same thing. It can, you know, it doesn't matter if you see door jambs in the picture. You know, ultimately it's just it's a laundry room, who cares? We're gonna take one more, like this, a little bit zoomed in. Kind of looks like that. We're gonna head upstairs. Usually it's just a transition. I'll take a picture like from the staircase just to show like, hey, okay, next we're headed upstairs. Usually has like a little bit of the stairs in the photo. That way when I deliver the pictures and they set them up on however they want to set up, it's kind of clear like, oh, we're upstairs now. I'm gonna take a photo just from this angle. I'm gonna get this angle right there, as close to the center as possible for this picture. And then we're gonna quickly run out of the way because there we are. So we're gonna snap the picture and get out of the way. Take a picture from this side because we want to see what's in there. We're going to get out of the picture frame because we are visible in those mirrors, and take another one just right here just so we can see, hey, there's the shower. We're just blasting through this. There's no reason to take longer than absolutely necessary for these rentals, or really just photos in general. Real estate photography doesn't need, it's not an art, it's a science. You just repeat the same shots over and over and over again. This shot next, we're gonna get this angle of this room. That's what that looks like. We're gonna get like a straight on, and we're gonna get an angle that shows that bathroom in the frame, just so it's like taking a tour. Easy peasy. Now we're going to take this angle, which, you know, just shows that, which I already did. We're gonna show, hey, there's a shower right there. And then we're going to come this way. This isn't super necessary, but I usually just take a picture inside the closet. If they want it, they can use it, whatever. And then I'm taking another photo of this angle, you know, just because we haven't gotten it yet. And then we're done. But I'm gonna leave on all the lights because we need to do the floor plan next. So I just checked my phone and I've got the property manager who emailed me back about the ADU. We're not shooting that unit apparently, so we're all good. We don't need to go back to that house. Let's get floor planning. We can just do this. So door, windows, windows, and shoot the closet. The bathroom, we want to get all the corners. It's so tight. And get the window and the laundry room. And get where the wall ends, bathroom, window. Okay, so now we're going to keep getting all the corners right there. Get that corner right there. Get all the corners. Show that there's a window right there. Don't worry about all these errors. Who cares? I've never had any issues with it before. We're going up the stairs now. We're going to turn around because we want to show that there's windows right there, so it picks it up in the floor plan. Show that there's windows. Show that there's windows. Show that there's windows. My ISO is too high. Get the closet real quick. Okay. Get the corners. Show that there's a window. This, we want to just open that real quick. Scan the bathtub. Scan all that. Scan those corners. Scan the windows. Scan inside the closet. And scan that. And I am going just a little bit too fast, but the floor plan won't suffer for it. I used to be a lot more paranoid when I hadn't done a million of these. Scan the windows. Scan this right there. Scan that. There's a window. Scan inside the shower. Inside the toilet room. And inside the closet. We're gonna go outside and do the exterior photos, and then we are done with these two shoots. All right, it is 6:03, so we left our house at 4:23, so it's been a little over an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes to do two shoots. So that's driving to the first shoot, doing everything while taking this video. That was photos and floor plan, and then driving to this shoot, doing photos and floor plan while videoing everything and doing all the exteriors and everything. So that's, you know, an hour and 40 minutes to make $600. Let me double check the math on that. So full clarity for what I charge, it's $175 for a photo shoot up to 2,000 square feet. Both these properties were under 2,000 square feet. So it's $175 for this one. And then I charge $100 for the floor plans for this client, charge $125 for normal clients, but $35 extra for another floor. So that's $175 plus $35. So that's $175 plus $135. So that's $310, and then plus $275 for the other property that we did first. So that's $585 that I made in an hour and 40 minutes. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna load all these pictures onto my computer, and then I'm gonna send all the interiors to my editor that does it for 85 cents per finished image. Super awesome. The floor plans will be ready in less than 24 hours. You want to remember to actually send them because I saved them for later, so I wouldn't have to worry about upload speed. So as soon as you get home, you want to send those. And then I'm going to import all my exteriors into Lightroom and slap a preset on them after merging them into HDRs. It takes like 15 minutes. All in, I think I'm going to be, you know, like 2 hours of work for almost $600. That's not bad. You can totally do this as a side hustle, or you can take it full-time like I have, and it can be your business. If you want to learn more about how to run a profitable and successful real estate photo business, I have an entire course on it that is almost done. That's called the Master Real Estate Photographer. You can find more information clicking the link down below. I'm also working on another free training that's going to be like 40 minutes long of more of this kind of stuff, but I'm going to have another photographer with me, so I won't have to juggle holding a camera in one hand and a tripod in the other one. It'll be lots of fun, so stick around for that. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notification bells if you want to see more about how to run a real estate photo business the correct way, maximizing efficiency and not listening to people that tell you how to do flash ambient, because that's a waste of time. It's good to learn, I guess, but you don't want to do it. Realtors aren't. This isn't the market for that. All right, peace.